I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I.
Welcome back to the Ohio Esports Arena. It's February 14th, and we're here for a wonderful day of Overwatch on the Day of Love.
The Day of Love, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Hope your special someone doesn't mind you taking some of your time out of your day to watch us, but we hope you're going to have a great evening here. But yeah, so I'm joined with my co-host, Michael.
Hi, this is Will.
Hope everybody's had a great day so far. How's your day been so far, Michael?
My day's been lovely, the Day of Love. I played Overwatch today, the new game mode online at loverwatch.gg, where you can date Mercy and you can date Genji, and if you get different endings, you get different icons.
Oh, I didn't know the icons part. I might have to do that then. I do know I was playing with one of our support players on the team today, and it was during our queues, we had a 15-minute queue, and Nick spent the whole time playing that, and he got one of them. He got one of the outros, so I guess he did get some of those. But yeah, I mean, we're here today. We're playing Central Michigan. It's going to be a tough game for them. They approached last week as kind of a very experimental week, and they're just approaching this week kind of the same. They want to see what they can bring, and they want to kind of decide what they are actually going to use as their meta comp. So we have the standings that we can pull up right here. Let's see.
Well, as you can see in the lead, basically 4 teams standing as the dominant teams right now: Northeastern, Ohio, Ball State, and Northern Illinois. And with Central Michigan still not coming in with a win yet, so I'm sure Ohio is fairly confident in their performance today.
Yeah, they are confident going into this one, but they're very cautious. They've seen promise in CMU, and they're kind of approaching that with a lot of caution. They scrimmed a lot of Reinhardt comps. They were messing around with some Zarya and Diva as well, kind of throwing back to the early bits of Overwatch. But you know what? I'm looking forward to this game tonight, and I honestly, we haven't fought any of the cream of the crop in the ESC yet, but hopefully we'll fight one of those teams tonight and we'll come out with a W. So let's go ahead and see the games this week as well. Do any of these games stand out to you?
Not particularly. Looking into all of the matchups and their current records, a lot of them seem to be fairly, not really one-sided, but some teams who haven't gotten any wins are facing up against teams who haven't lost yet, namely this week. Though in the future, those matches will eventually happen. But Ball State is getting a bye this week, so I guess one team is lucky enough not to go against an undefeated champion so far.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Out of this whole group, I'm honestly thinking that CMU versus Ohio is probably the most interesting game. Both are, one of the teams has certainly risen to the top so far, and then CMU has shown promise, at least according to the team. They've prepped for this, and they've had a hard week of scrims, and they wanted to be ready for this. Of course, Ball State getting that bye is going to drop them in the standings until all the byes even out, which is going to be something to keep an eye out for. But I like the NIU, and Akron game. That's one that I'm kind of interested in here. I think that either of those teams, not either of those teams. Yes, either of those teams can take it, but I think Akron might end up putting up a fight against a currently undefeated NIU team. So.
Yeah, Buffalo and Toledo are fairly equal in terms of skill. That should be a close game against each other. But other than that, then you might want to check out the games for yourselves after you watch our game, of course, to see how those games went, or check out the Twitters. Everybody's got their own socials on Twitters, or you can just check out the ESC Twitter themselves, because they usually like to retweet all of the results after the match.
Yeah, and certainly make sure to follow Bobcat Esports on Twitter.
Yes, do that.
It's a great follow. All right. If we could also get the map pools pulled up. There's been a lot of talk recently about the map pools. A lot of people aren't in support of this map pool setup for Overwatch 2, and I mean, I'm not a big fan, but there's a lot of kind of important maps that are kind of out of the rotation right now. Of course, Hollywood and Eichenwald both going away, and Route 66 in Gibraltar as well. Numbani coming back, though. There were a lot of members of this team that were happy. They had scrimmed a little bit in December, and they were scrimming on Numbani quite a bit, and so they're ready for it. If it comes to it, they're ready. But
I finally played Numbani on competitive yesterday, and it really is a blast from the past, especially if you're coming back to Overwatch 2 after a long hiatus, because this is the first time the map has been playable since Overwatch 2 released back in October. Though with map pools, they seem to be getting rid of map pools as a whole next season.
Yep.
So we'll be sticking with these maps until like April when the next season goes up. Though no Busan, no Route 66, no Gibraltar, no Hollywood, and thank goodness no Eichenwald.
Oh, don't you say that. That's the one. That's the one that hurts. All right. It does look like we're kind of close to getting into a game here, but we're still waiting out a few more things here. So, second week of a patch. A couple metas have developed. Ball, of course, got the buffs last week. A couple other things happened here and there, but overall it was a mostly kind of open queue kind of fix. There were a lot of the open queue tank players that would just run in open queue, and it was not fun for everyone involved. So kind of fixed that, and then they kind of just balanced the rest of it as well. So.
Well, with the open queue changes, there's a lot of frustration surrounding some tanks not having as much HP, because there wasn't really a calculation going into how much HP tanks lost. Everyone just lost a flat 150 HP, which means Junker Queen and Doomfist have the same HP as Bastion. So open queue might still need a bit more tweaks, but we're not playing on open queue tonight. We're playing on the meta that people really thinking about. Last week, Ohio University didn't just stick to Ball, which I'm surprised with, because Ball got highly buffed. Not insane buffs, but still a lot of buffs that make the character significantly more impactful. And I've been playing against a lot more Balls, so...
Yeah, they have been looking to move away from Ball a bit. It's kind of been their comfort pick. They're good with it. They know how they can operate in that kind of system, and it's a lot of chaos, and they're good under chaos. But overall, they kind of been trying to move away from that. As I said earlier, they did scrim some Reinhardt. They've scrimmed, I'm trying to think, a little bit of Sigma here and there. They've not been scrimming Ball. They've kind of been moving away from the chaos comps and kind of moving towards the central unit, running a lot of Ramatra as well. So it'll be certainly interesting to see how they approach that tonight. Still trying to find their footing, trying to find the exact meta that they want to run. They are trying to force their game upon other teams, which in Overwatch, at the high levels of professional play, you don't often see. And we're honestly seeing that with the Bobcats right now. So.
So right now we're going to begin with the first map, a control map, and it's been Nepal. I think it's a rather nice map, considering the last weeks we did Ilios and we did Busan. That was 2 weeks ago before it was taken out of the map pool. But it seems we're going to be starting on the Sanctum, the one with the pit in the middle.
Yeah, it looks like Sanctum to me. A very good map for Lucio players, and we have a couple good Lucio players on the team. We have Water, and we have Slow-O as well. And Slow-O is very much a main support, and well, if that still exists in Overwatch 2. Didn't really think about that before I said it. He's a support player who plays a lot of Lucio, so and he's very good at what he does too. I was playing with him today, and it was wonderful. So
here we go, and the match is about to begin with Crazy Man G actually going to start out on Doomfist, and
we're of course seeing Sombra and Junkrat here as well. Two other picks that we wouldn't normally see. We're trying to see them kind of pick some off heroes that they're trying to get a little bit more used to. Of course, Doomfist rushing in here, not getting much in the way of picks or anything, but certainly disrupting the opponents a bit. All right.
Teams seem to be poking each other out, with Crazy Man G absolutely going in. Both supports are absolutely down, though he gets hacked, so he has to get out of there, make sure he doesn't get picked off. And Ohio currently on the point contesting and absolutely destroying CMU's team right now.
Yeah, and continuing to chase down the rest of CMU here. Looks like they might get another pick or kill. Oh, we're waiting it out. All right. Crazy Man G does go down. Kind of unfortunate there. Yeah. Overall, they just need to kind of get together on point here, hold for a little bit more.
This could provide CMU an opening. They have to keep their wrists up.
And that opening is closed.
They're currently contesting the point, but Crazy Man G is back, and without the DPS, it's going to be super tough to contest this point right now. And you can see they're having a very difficult time taking this point right here.
Yeah, CMU running into a brick wall. That is Crazy Man G on Doomfist. We've seen a little bit of Slow-O and kind of Water, both on their comfort heroes here as well. Akusora also playing Torbjorn. It's something that we've seen from him quite a bit now, and he's doing a great job of it right now. Holding. Oh, okay, we're seeing a bit more of aggression from CMU here. They're kind of trying to force a...
They're doing a very good job of punishing Crazy Man G's aggression, especially when he hops right into them. A lot of the times they're actually able to make sure he doesn't get away for free. He got killed by the trap, and he seems to be getting hacked frequently, hence the impact of Sombra. But the overall composition of CMU doesn't seem to be extremely synthesized right now. They're not really sticking into an entirely dive composition or any kind of poke composition. They seem to be picking heroes that just are effective against Ohio's team right now.
I'd certainly agree. It looks like they're certainly prepared for this. They had the Junkrat with the traps and all the mines to try and kind of deal with the Doomfist. And then they also have a couple other things to deal with other people here. You got the Sombra to deal with the Lucio and the Doomfist. You've got the Suzus to kind of protect from some of the Doomfist toolkit. Prevents
anybody from really getting slammed or punched. But right now, Ohio has some ultimates definitely to use, and they're absolutely doing really well with their aim right here. They're Slow just barely dodging the trap.
Yeah, we see them kind of chasing them down towards spawn. Oh, but Kuna falls. This is going to be tough for them to hold now.
Well, they do have the Lucio ultimate, and they have the Torbjorn ultimate, which can be used highly defensively, and they can just spray it, like right here. He's going to spray it all over the point, and it also, notice how the Sombra ultimate gets canceled, but he's holding the lava in a position that's like right near.
Oh, Crazy Man G. Punching a couple people off the map, and Slow-O getting a few boops as well. Oh, and then we see the point clean.
It's a team wipe.
Overall, not a bad first point, wouldn't you say?
I mean, CMU did get a chance to contest and hold the point, though that's only 32 to 100, and so we'll have to see what the next map is on this control is going to be.
Yeah, we heard a lot of communication behind us, and we saw a lot of kind of unsynced play, I would say, from Central Michigan. There's not much that they've been doing, and we saw a lot of team play from OU from the first little bit there. So.
Kuna absolutely doing really well with his Cassidy, and Crazy Man G causing a lot of havoc, especially in the back line as his Doomfist.
Yes, indeed. It looks like we're on Village for the second point of this map. So
how are you running Farmers? That's an interesting choice.
Village has a very high map ceiling. Looks like they're trying to take advantage of that here. So
CMU is not walking into this fight with any Pharah counters. They don't have any hit scan. All projectile. They're holding a very solid position right here. There goes CMU's Symmetra. Could take out Junkrat. Yep, there it is.
Oh, man. We're seeing Jackson on a complete DPS flex as he is on Pharah. So obviously they were prepared for no hit scan here. They didn't want to do it on Sanctum because of like the kind of closeness of the map, and there's not a lot of place to fly. But of course on Village it's very open and very spread out, and so there's a lot of different places where Pharah can kind of get up in the buildings and hide.
Even if CMU were to take this to the next map, that would also be a Far Mercy map.
That's true.
Great pick from Kuna. They take the point, but they're still not in a very good position to hold this point. Like, this is a problem with fighting against Far Mercy, is if your team's not prepared to handle Far Mercy, she's just going to rain havoc all over your team. And not just that, you're not just contesting the Far Mercy with projectiles, but you still have the entire enemy team to work with this. And they have to rely on, CMU has to rely on their now dead Ashe to take care of this menace, getting 156 damage rockets fired right on them.
Yeah, that was a very rough first hold for CMU, but they didn't capture the point. They did get 13%, and that 13% might come in handy, especially with kind of their directness of their comp. They are playing a very direct style, and OU's trying to play kind of defensive. They're kind of waiting for CMU to kind of strike and then unleashing chaos on them, like right here. Oh my goodness. Crazy Man G getting in there. Akusora getting a couple picks as well. Crazy Man G finishing off the... oh my goodness, he might finish off the whole support.
It's quite a good
no, Kuna's stealing it from him.
It's quite a big combination of where you're forcing your opponents to look. Like, Crazy Man G comes in as this distraction. Of course, you're going to pay attention to the Doomfist, so you just punch your whole team. And you're not looking for the Pharah, who probably had her ultimate. And there goes... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Misses the target right 3 feet in front of him.
We almost saw a 5K.
We got the team kill anyway.
Yes, we did.
And they still have 3 ultimates. They got Kitsune, they have... Where is that coming from?
To pick off a couple different DPS here. DPS has not been able to handle Crazy Man G so far.
Must be really scary hearing a Deadeye coming from... Oh, here comes the DPS Mercy. Yes, slow-mo. Congratulations on your Mercy eliminate. He is being ruthless. This is what happens when you do it. See, you abandon your your Pharah, and now she just got ultimate.
Oh, we're seeing a lot come out from CMU to try and win this point, but it just wasn't enough. Water and Kuna getting the final few picks needed there, keeping CMU off the point. That was a rough map for CMU there. Great map for the Ohio Bobcats.
I wonder who got play of the game. It could not have been Doomfist. Wow, it's Doomfist.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
Oh man, that punch was disgusting. And then get the couple extra kills right there.
Ashe trying to recover with the coach gun, cannot make it back.
Yeah. Oh, come on guys. Could have let him get a 5K there. Could have let him get a 5K.
Anyway, so Ohio's celebrating that wonderful first map, and now they're going to get a counter pick to a hybrid map. Though the most likely hybrid map that we've seen a lot of people do is Kings Row. It's a fairly popular map.
Yeah, so a lot of what we've seen so far in ESC is losers of first map typically go to Kings Row. It's a map that you can impose your own style upon the opponent no matter what. It can be any comp pretty much that you want, and you can figure out a way to make it work. There's a lot of different smaller areas for certain ultimates to be used in. You can use Mei Wall to wall off whole sections of the map, and it's punishing. It's very punishing, and if a team knows how to use it right, it doesn't matter what the other team is playing. They will suffer. So
right.
Looks like we might be seeing a sub for the other team here. Not positive. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. But that was overall a convincing map from Ohio. We haven't seen kind of that good of a Doomfist comp yet. And I don't think we've seen a Pharmacy run yet. And that was amazing to watch. It's always fun to see Slow-O on Mercy.
Akusora and Slow having an amazing Valentine support duo. Very fitting for this day. And it's interesting to see that Kings Row's coming up. You don't often see Doomfists on Kings Row. Like, we sometimes see Reinhardt, you sometimes see Zarya, maybe Ramatra. And maybe even Wrecking Ball if you're attacking, because it provides such a great distraction and a great peeler for the enemy team to try to contest. And with the Wrecking Ball buffs, maybe Crazy Man G is going to go on to the Wrecking Ball.
I hope we get to see him on Wrecking Ball, but I don't know if Kings Row is a good enough map for him on Wrecking Ball. They've been waiting for the right map, and I think they had Circuit Royale last week, and I think it was on defense when they pulled out Wrecking Ball, and that's one of their favorites. They've run that, and they have a great time with it, but it's not as organized as they want them to be. They've been working very hard on trying to organize their comps, and Wrecking Ball just isn't an organized comp for them. It's very chaos-driven, and yeah, so we're trying to see a little bit more organization. Even with these Doomfist Pharah comps, you see some organization, not a ton, but it's enough for them as a team. So looks like we did load into Kings Row here. Still waiting for some stuff to start up. Oh man, it looks like we're running a Reinhardt. I'm crossing my fingers this stays.
It looks like we are getting the Reinhardt for this first defense. Reinhardt did get quite a number of buffs, like significant buffs, more damaging fire strike, slightly longer lasting stun on his Earth Shatter. And though he did lose the critical damage on Earth Shatter, lowering it from like over 200 damage to 170, he's still a very popular pick, a significantly better pick now. And it looks like Crazy Man G is going in for a very sneaky strategy right here.
But is it good enough? And that's the question that we're going to find out right now. We see no Widow come out from CMU on that top point. You typically see that. Do you see Junkrat mines coming through, but nothing else? Oh, he's still not
they
spotted.
Don't see him.
Oh, no.
Standing there for like 5 seconds.
But will he get out of this? It looks like he's in kind of a precarious situation. Suzu coming through to try and help him.
Everybody's
like
in there trying to get Crazy Man G out.
Oh!
They're down.
And he goes down. That's the that's the unfortunate side of trying to play a punishing style like that. Sometimes those set plays don't always work out, but they do have to hold without a tank here, and that's very tough on Kings Row with such a close spawn point for the attacking side.
Akasor doing a really good job of holding him back, though. The only target he's been able to shoot has been the enemy Orisa, as the enemy Anna is doing a really good job of hiding from cover. And here comes the Doomfist.
Oh, Crazy Man G back on Doom. I gotta say, I'm not too thrilled, but it looks like they're gonna have to try and make this work. Of course,
this might cost them the
first
point, though. What a presumptuous play for that first one. This could cost them the first point unless they really come back with it. Oh, Soldier getting saved at the last minute by the Orisa Spear.
Yeah, we're seeing, of course, kind of an organized comp from here from CMU. They're not trying to impose their style on Kings Row, which is typically something you always see teams that have kind of struggled with at the first map do. You're seeing them kind of run this Orisa comp. They're all very close together. They've got a Mercy kind of hovering around in the back. With her recent buffs, it makes her so much harder to take out, and you're currently seeing that very clearly. Akusora not being able to take out that Mercy, nor is Kuna. Crazy Man G getting kind of pushed into the back line here as well. Kind of a rough spot for OU as a whole.
Yes, you don't really
Doomfist
see...
all trying to...
You don't really see Echo being run very much on OU's team. For that, perhaps this is like a plan they have, or maybe a counter pick against Central Michigan's team that they know about. Orisa almost going down.
I do believe that is a counter pick against the Ashe. I believe that's something that they planned for. They saw a couple things in their game and they were ready to run Echo on this map, but I don't believe it was for... Oh, we're seeing a DPS Mercy
battle
coming out.
Mercy.
Let's see if he can get this on. Oh, he chases him down.
What a pick.
And we see Kuna, of course, going up to spawn as Echo, as an Orisa. Almost getting picked out of the sky there. That would have been
barely runs out of the duplication time.
But held him back at spawn, and that was good enough for the time being. Of course, we see Akusora. Oh, Akusora goes down.
And here comes the Nano Visor. It's going to be very rough to contest, and they're not able to keep it down.
Yeah, they will not be able to keep this, it looks like. Kind of waiting on some respawns. Not many supports up there for him. Kind of just getting some poke damage here and there, but it's just not enough. You can't have a Brawl hero with no supports, and that was what they ran into right there.
Yeah, their support line getting taken down by that Nano Visor.
Yeah, that was certainly an important play for CMU to capture that first point. But this kind of turn right here is something very important, and Ohio needs to take advantage of that. This is something where you can have a Bob kind of go into the corner and kind of hold the whole team off, because they have to focus that Bob. They have to deal with it. They can't just let it run house on them.
Slow switching to Lucio and switching off of the Mercy. It seems that damage boosting Ashe is not going to be a concern for CMU anymore, but here comes both of the Bobs.
That Bob getting focused so fast, it didn't even matter. Of course, the Echo coming out here as well into that little
combining
bit of,
Bob
Kitsune
with
there.
Kitsune Rush, yeah.
That was an interesting play.
Crazy G has the bailout with the Meteor Strike. Here it comes. Absolutely crushing Soldier 76.
Unable to kind of get any capitalization except for that Soldier, but we are seeing, oh man, we see Kuna coming through and putting enough DPS out there to get the final few supports out of there. That was the important part for OU. They've been trying to focus on taking out these supports much faster than they have previously. They've had some issues on previous maps where they're letting Mercy survive a little too long, letting some other players survive in just weird positions, so kind of wonderful to see them actually finally getting into a rhythm with this these organized comps.
Right, and we also see a brief switch onto Widowmaker from CMU before we switch back to Ashe. We'll have to see this 1v1. What a pick from Kuna.
Oh my goodness, Kuna.
He's gonna get the...
Kuna doing his job, doing it for the most, getting a couple picks here and there and everywhere. Everything goes down on the CMU side, and that was an amazing play by Kuna.
A beautiful play with Digital Bob. And we see that CMU is now going to sneak around rather than just coming straight through. Oh, come on, it's Digital Bob. All right, I wonder if Ohio is going to see this coming. They haven't seen him around. A huge flame. Now he has his own Bob. They're contesting another Bob. Ohio is going to be throwing in so much of that. And such a powerful ultimate too. And
oh my goodness, Slow-O chasing down this Mercy. Might be able to get a pick onto it.
If you heard the Bob also coming out.
Oh, Kuna stealing it from him.
Oh, Orisa getting a double kill, taking out both Crazy Man and Slow-O, but it's not going to matter.
CMU's out on the first point here. It looks like they have a little bit of time left, but they do have certainly ult economy for this, but I'm hearing some yelling behind me. I think somebody wasn't prepared for that Soldier Bomb right there, but all right, let's see what they do here.
They seem to be a bit more keen on the flanking,
yeah.
Though it did take him by surprise that somebody's coming down the middle. Oh, here comes Acrosaurus taken out. So
Kuna doing what he does best. His job is to get these important picks, and he keeps on getting them. And then you have Crazy Man G body blocking the Orisa right here. Oh my goodness.
Goodbye, Slow-O. Crazy Man G is doing such a great job of disrupting the enemy team. I mean, he's doing a great job of just Doomfist going and making sure that you don't have like a solidified... Oh, never mind. Comes the crazy part. Ultimates flying everywhere. Nano Visor. Nano Visor coming in from CMU. And we see a duplicated... That's a triple kill from the
Kuna doing the bits,
Nano
and
Visor.
of course, Slow-O getting that drop in there as well. Had to make sure he used that for that point. So.
Yep. Not going very far on that second point for CMU. Pretty much Ohio, all they have to do is cap the first point and just move up a little bit. It's very possible for them to win this.
Easier said than done on Kings Row, though. A defending team can pull out whatever they want. And we'll have to see if they do that here. We saw a lot from Kuna there. That was probably his most impressive game I've seen yet this season. He opened up that point with a couple important picks, and he just was crushing on Echo that whole time, getting a Bob within about 3 seconds of using his ult, and
he's really
of
doing
course,
a
that
great
play right there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right here. As you can see, he's using Echo's ultimate in such a great way. He's able to build the ultimate, which is the purpose of Echo's ultimate. It's just duplicate an ultimate pretty much. But he's duplicating the right ones at the right time. He duplicates the Echo, and he gets the Bob really fast. Bob, a really powerful ultimate. And then right in the key moment after the Nano Visor happens, he duplicates the Soldier 76 and proceeds to get that triple on CMU's team.
Yeah, and then, of course, that's our Prince right up there.
There he is.
There he is. Okay, a little bit of a smile.
Check out his channel. He's got a bit of a montage for himself. Absolutely cracked.
Yes, wonderful player. Great person. Does a wonderful job on this team. We're going to see him, of course. This is the merry-go-round map. This is the map, and we're going to see if he gets picked right here off the start. Doesn't look like he's going to manage it, but he does put a lot of damage onto that Ramatra. Of course, just switching off. Can't get a pick on that first point. Just gotta let it go. Gotta let it go.
So they're looking at the far. Or they're not running a Far Mercy, but they are running a Pharah, and Slow is actually going. Oh, what a pick! Assassinating the Ashe. Unable to find the pick on the Mercy, but she's going around. Oh my God! Both Crazy Man G and Akusura are targeting the Mercy specifically. What a great job! And Water throw showing his godlike Kiriko. Look at that double headshot.
Man has more hours in this season than I think I have on all of Overwatch 2. He is a grinder, and he does a great job every time he's called upon. And in that case, he showed his worth, and that was scary to face. Oh my goodness, they might capture this in under a minute.
Let's see if they can capture it before 5 minutes are.
Ooh, it's gonna be close. I'll tell you.
Take a bet, chat. They did a great job. They just dove the Mercy. They just targeted it.
Yeah, keeping 3 people on this payload, moving it quick. They don't want to let CMU get another contest here, and of course, the Ramatra just oh man, he's down. He's gone. He's gone. Doesn't matter. And then of course we have Crazy Man G pulling out every stop he can, making sure that they can get this point.
2. Aw, they're not able to do it before 5 minutes, but 5 minutes is enough. Yeah. What an easy finish for Ohio. What a clean finish. That offensive strategy with 2 flankers going in completely different directions is such a dangerous strategy for a team that does not see it coming. And here's Kuna. Which one do you think it'll be? I think it'll be Bob with attack visor.
Oh, it is the Bob. I was going to say
Bob.
attack visor. Oh man. Took him 3 shots to build that ult up, and that's an impressive feat. It takes me about the whole ultimate before I get that. I wish it took less. But yeah, so that was a great first half of this game.
Clean sweep.
Yeah. I enjoyed seeing Kuna play all of his heroes that map. He played most of the heroes that he's been practicing this week, and he's done a great job so far. Also saw Akusora pick up a couple interesting heroes and do what he does best with them. Do everything he's built for. He's a flex DPS. That is his job, and he does a wild job with it.
He's flexing on both the Ashe, doing a really good job. Keep getting the snipes. You saw him do very well with the Pocket Mercy when Slow was playing Mercy. Then switching to Pharah for the attack, and like I said, doing that pincer flank with Crazy Man G to take down the Mercy, just specifically targeting the Mercy. Because without Mercy, then you don't have res, and you don't have a consistent source of healing. And just that seems to be their attack in order to quickly take the first point. CMU not prepared for that.
Yeah, they certainly went into this with a plan, and I think we're seeing that plan come to fruition here. It's been a good kind of first half here so far. Looks like they're enjoying their time back there. Slow spinning in his chair. Okay. You can still see him right here. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he knows he's on camera, but Crazy Man G, of course, having a great map. Akusora doing the bits, and then, of course,
there's our king there himself.
All right. And then we have Water as well.
We have the Kiriko god himself.
All right,
this team's coming together.
This third map. Seeing a Junkertown, of course. Kind of an expected pick for Ohio at this point. Junkertown's one of those maps, again, if you have a sniper on your team, you can use this map to your fullest potential.
This is a very Widowmaker map. Havana came into the map pool, and it's a very similar sniper map, except it's not as big. It's very more of a hallway type of map, but this is just a sandbox with a bunch of buildings everywhere, especially at the beginning.
Yeah. Not as much of a first point hold potential on Junkertown as well. On Havana, you can get held before that first turn and your game's over. But on Junkertown, you usually do see a push through that first hold point, and sometimes to the third, not as often, but you do see it. So, of course, we do have the Widowmaker coming out from Kuna. The defensive Widow is very important on this map. If you're running into this without a defensive Widow and your opponent's running with an offensive Widow, you are done for. You will lose that first point, and they don't want to risk anything here. They were prepared for no Widow this map from CMU, but they weren't too sure. They just wanted to be careful. And it looks like
another sneaky pick. They're really going in for the sneaky strategy, like we saw with the Reinhardt. It cost them the point, but I think they're a bit more confident in this one. This is the first shot. He revealed himself.
Not going to be able to get the same advantage that he had before. Still trying for him, though, but not getting any picks at the beginning. This is kind of rough for them. They're kind of in a tough spot now. They were kind of banking on one pick here. They're in such an offensive position. They're letting the cart pass by them. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Akusora getting 2 picks, getting the support out of there, and as well as the Ashe. And then, of course, Crazy Man G following up, making sure that Orisa doesn't get back, along with Slow-O. The best duo queue in the land, they say, but, you know.
They're running again with these sneaky strategies, and Kuna's having a seizure.
Okay. Does look like he's kind of trying to hide there. I think that he's trying to deal with that Sombra that's coming around. Oh, he was there for him. He was ready, but he wasn't able to get the pick off. Oh, man, they were so ready for this. CMU was waiting. They were ready for that Widow.
They said fool me once, but not again. They got him with the sneaky strat once, but this is costing them a bit of a presumptuous play on their part. And Akusora just barely making it out alive. CMU actually doing pretty well with the Sombra, and surprisingly, Ohio's going to remain on the Widowmaker. And as you can see, I guess it still works out, especially if you can still take it. And here comes this Sombra is without a teleporter. She is probably going to be going down.
Oh, but not before she can get a nice little hack off onto the Junkrat there.
Not really going to make much of a difference.
It does look like they are holding CMU now. They almost ran into some trouble there, but it looks like they finally held it down.
Interestingly enough, we're seeing a better decision from Crazy Man G. Sigma is a really popular pick for a tank on defensive Junkertown, and so he's switching off of that Junker Queen.
Yeah, very poke-centric map. You can do it with the Widow, you can do it with all these long-range heroes, but long-range tanks, there's really only a few. And with Orisa now having higher fall-off at a closer range, you don't see her as much on this map. And of course, we are seeing a lot more Sigma now, and we're seeing that from Crazy Man G here. One of his comfort picks, I know, but we are seeing the EMP come out from Sombra.
Such a significant ult, especially with taking care of the tank.
Yeah, we did see that tank. Oh, man. Okay, we're seeing Kuna try to get another pick here. Unable to get a headshot, kind of acting like a body shot bandit right now. Not getting anything.
It's impressive.
But the rest of the team bails him out there. We do see a Slow-O pick, and we see an Akusora pick. So, of course, they're getting what they need to get done, and Kuna running into a wall right there, getting a few picks earlier on, but hasn't been seen in this past few pushes. He's hoping that he can fix that right now.
Despite getting 3 picks on that point, they were unable to close it out. Comes a lot of callouts. They're really sprawling it.
They are having a blast back there. All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, looks like they're trying to avoid a C9 real quick. It does look like they were trying. The Sombra was getting back there. Does look like CMU has a plan now. They have a plan. They're down the Sombra, but it looks like they're trying to push through here.
The Sombra gets picked off by the Widowmaker.
Kuna doing the bits finally.
Sigma in a very dangerous position contesting the Zenyatta. Zenyatta does have his ultimate. Is he going to pop it? No, he's not popping it.
Kind of surprised we haven't seen the Suzu yet. They are right there, and they are worried about a C9. They are constantly communicating back there, and this is more than I've ever heard back there.
Yep. Here comes the...
we see everything out
being popped on CMU.
Oh, my goodness. Kuna!
He's popping off. Popping off.
CMU unable to do a thing. Kuna just sitting there and getting what he needs to do.
What a clean first map on. There were
our man understood the assignment that time.
Oh, he did. Getting a triple kill with the Widowmaker. It seems that CMU is running Orisa. From what I can tell, it might be a comfort pick for CMU, considering that it's the tank they've run the most.
Yeah, so I believe there was a few scrim bucks kind of tossed around earlier in preseason, and I believe CMU was playing a lot of Roadhog before it was nerfed. But so now with that, I don't know what they played a lot of other than that in scrims. But so they're clearly clearly trying Orisa in this instance, but it's not working too well. Of course, payload getting a decent distance. I think it was 82 meters, right? Yeah, 82 meters. Kuna with this absolutely crazy clip. That is one for the highlight reel for sure.
And quite a number of headshots.
Yeah, just as he had had a quiet middle of the first attack round there, he woke right back up real quick. It's wonderful to see that.
He didn't let the Sombra pick phase him at all. Despite getting picked off by Sombra at one point, he said, whatever, it's Widowmaker, it's Junkertown, and he proved that by just sticking with it, he was able to make a great effect, especially during that last team fight.
Yeah, he was doing the darn thing that whole time, and it's just one of the things he's great at. He makes you respect him at all times, and that was for sure what he did right there.
One.
We're seeing
Ohio running a lot of, not necessarily they're running Symmetra. They're teleporting.
Oh no.
They're committing to sneaky picks this time.
Oh, they did get spotted.
Yeah, they're losing their sneak factor. They got noticed.
I did watch this happen last night in a scrim. They were ready for this. This is a play that they've wanted to run, and it looks like they almost get it done. Does look like they get one pick, maybe two.
They traded the DPS.
Do lose Kuna. Can't pirate ship on this map anymore. Oh, but they are trying to get that last pick onto the Orisa right there. If they could get that, they might be able to take this. Unable to, though. Still pushing the point. Losing a couple people here and there. They have the two most important people right now, though. They have a tank and a healer. Does help them out a lot.
Kuna's back, and he's firing off bullets into the Orisa.
No longer able to pirate ship on this map, but he's still trying his best.
Orisa pin thrown off the map.
Oh, my goodness.
Tanks get traded. Now it's a DPS free-for-all. Kuna showing his absolute dominance, and Slow-O just auto-tracing onto that Kiriko. And it is a slaughter.
I believe this is the first minutes we've seen for Water on Lucio. Typically on Kiriko, they take the map, though. Didn't matter in the end. That was a very interesting end of the round, wouldn't you say?
And that's it. Yeah. That's it. That's game. Ohio, clean 3-0, not dropping their map streak at all. And Kuna, let's check out this excellent play. He gets one. Air shot. 3.
Whoa.
Boom. What a shot.
Why can't I be that good on hit scan?
We all wish we were.
Well, that was a pretty quick game. They did do a wonderful job, though. They've been kind of hoping that they have a couple of these games where they can kind of force what they want on their opponents, and they can run these more organized comps, and they certainly got to run one of those set plays tonight. We got to see that sim play, and that was lucky. I saw them run that twice last night, and I was mesmerized the whole time. I did not think they would have the gall to bring it out this time, but they did. They did, and they did their best.
They absolutely felt confident running that. They had a feeling, well, we have enough time. Maybe let's experiment with something. We've been trying this out, so why not go for it? And I guess in the end, it paid off. Even though they lost a few at the beginning, they ended up winning through anyway with Symmetra and Bastion.
Yeah, and of course the defense on that point was interesting too. They did face a couple counter picks to that Widow, but I mean it didn't really matter. We didn't see much hit scan come out from CMU at all, and they didn't really face that, I guess, in previous games either. But they certainly could not deal with Kuna tonight, and Kuna was, of course, probably the most important player tonight. Getting those picks on King's Row at any time, getting the wonderful Echo ult so quick, and then using the Echo ult again with whatever hero he was on. Got to also see him on this map, of course, do what he does best. He's a Widow player. He is a Widow player. It's just what he is. And then we also got to see Slow-O and Water kind of trade a few different heroes here and there. Typically, we've only seen Water on Kiriko. Almost forgot that she existed. But typically, we only see him on Kiriko. And now we're seeing him on Lucio, which is another thing that they've been trying to run. Slow-O, of course, whatever healer you need, he's got it. And so we got to see him on, I believe, Mercy, Lucio, and a couple other things here and there tonight, which is great. And, of course, we got our flex DPS. We got Akusora. It's just wonderful player. Always fun to see him play. I was an Xbox player for so long, and it's great to see a top 500 Xbox player do it on PC as well. So, yeah. What were your thoughts tonight?
I thought that Ohio just played it in a spectacular fashion. Like you said, Kuna is absolutely the MVP of tonight. And he showed his real power on King's Row with the Echo, popping off with the unwavering Widowmaker on Junkertown. Akusora being flexible, yep. We saw him both on the Ashe and on the Symmetra and the Pharah. But of course, also the Pharah on on Nepal?
I believe so.
Yeah, and overall, just a great and consistent night for Ohio University. Crazy Man G not going on the Wrecking Ball, but nonetheless, the Doomfist, very entertaining, very disruptive to Central Michigan. And the Reinhardt, it's a funny little pick on when he was out. Always the little sneak plays with the Reinhardt.
Yeah, they've been trying to work on those sneak plays. They've been working on their Reinhardt, and tonight was the night. They were ready for it, and they did their job. Every part of the team did what they needed to do there. They had the Moira kind of staying back on Junkertown at least, moving the point while the rest of the team went into that brawl. When they did lose somebody, they still were pushing the cart, and they pulled back, and they were fine. That was certainly something I know they didn't expect. When they scrimmed last night, when they would drop a player, they typically switched off that real quick, and they couldn't do anything. But so they were able to do that tonight. They were able to recover. That's why you run those set plays, and they certainly have been doing that, and they've been doing a great job at defending them and starting them. And yeah, overall, I think it was a great night for these OU players.
Yep. So, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you've had yourself a wonderful Valentine's Day. Hope you loved the game today.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hoping to see you all next week. I believe we have a game next week, maybe 2.
We do have 2 games next week, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, I wish I knew them off the top of my head. I do not know the double weeks. I know almost everything else on the schedule.
Hold it. The Wednesday game is a bye for Ohio.
Oh, dang it. I was hoping for another one. Oh, well. All right. Overall, that was a good map tonight. So I hope you guys all have had a wonderful evening. I hope your Valentine's Day were great, like Michael said. And hope to see you all next week.
All right. See ya.